Welcome you all to the first session of Keep Moving Movement, and the title is What's Your Story? Give it up. One big round of applause. संडे मॉर्निंग है और जब हम लोग है ना 6:30 आ जाते हैं तो आई सी सम पीपल सिटिंग लाइक दिस और मुझे खुद को भी थोड़ा यौन आ जाता है 6:30 उठ के आए हैं ना तो 7 o'clock and we want to catch on to every word that Naren says. So first half an hour we've been absolutely focused. Now what we will do is now we'll just loosen ourselves a little, okay? So shake your hands, all of you. Shake hands. Upar. Okay. And now we're going to do the slogan boom boom chickie chickie boom boom hey hey. Okay. So I'll say 3, 2, 1 and let's do 3 rounds. See what will happen is Naren said that we are dealing with a generation which is very smart. And we are also dealing with a generation which believes in having a lot of fun. So they want inspiration, but they don't want it the serious way. They want inspiration and they want it the fun way. So one word that probably will describe me KMM this year is funspiration. Funspiration. Fun with inspiration, and that starts right now. So 3, 2, 1 at the count of 1, 3 rounds of boom boom chickie chickie boom boom hey hey. और थोड़ा है ना अनम्यूट कर दो थोड़ा chaos और आवाज अच्छा
कर दिया
जो इतनी एनर्जी
Thank
लाते
you.
कहाँ से हो जो
चलो 3, 2, 1 start. Boom boom
Boom,
chickie
boom,
chickie boom
chickie,
boom
boom, boom,
hey hey.
hey.
Boom boom chickie boom boom hey hey.
Boom, chicka chicka boom boom hey, boom chicka chicka boom
Ah,
boom
wow,
hey,
wonderful.
boom chicka chicka boom boom hey.
अरे 3 बार
Wow.
चलो very nice. खुद को एक clap always on the back and one nice chummi on your cheek. I love you. So let's move on. I will be sharing my screen and just give me 1 minute to do that and let's see if I can share it properly. Am I visible to all of you? Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, brilliant.
Yes.
Brilliant. So the title is What's Your Story? And this session is divided into 4 parts. First part we will discuss, then we'll go to the second, then the third, then the fourth. What is the first part? The first part will be the introduction. And in the introduction, first we talk about ourselves. So you see this girl on the right side, Harsha has made her very thin. She's telling me from baby panda, come to, ekdam sleek and beautiful little angel, which I'm on the way. Or left side, I think she's wanting to depict Aushmalin. Every time she does the screen sharing, na, so ye Aushmalin ka hai. And when we share about ourselves in the classroom, how long should be the introduction? A few minutes. What should we say? If I go inside the classroom and say, I'm Jyoti Gosavi, I work with Keep Moving Movement, I've been there for 25 years, and here I'm to take KMM session. Brilliant. They will know my name, they'll know where I work, but they won't be able to connect with me. So, in a few lines, I should be able to say something which helps me connect with the students. All those of them who've done PST would have done the power intro. And the power intro is a brilliant 6-7 pointers of an introduction that we develop for DWTNs and we share it with everyone. And I also believe that when you share this with the students, they also understand how to introduce themselves. So if I have to introduce myself in a power intro, okay, stories that I tell myself, my introduction is going to be a power introduction. So my name is Joe. One word that describes me is determination, because I believe I go and get what I want. My favorite, most important quality is my smile, because I believe that relaxes people who come in contact with me. The one song that boosts up my energy is Ekla Chalore, because it makes me believe even if I'm walking alone, I have a path to follow. Something that chills me totally is one big bowl of French fries and bottle of Sprite. Not to forget endless marathon sleeping. If I have to meet an inspiration, I would love to go in the heavens and meet Ratan Tata to actually understand how he was so generous with people, how he could give so effortless. I should tell you that last year was brilliant in my life because I bought a brilliant 2 BHK for myself, and I'm dreaming of living my dream life in that house. And this year is going to be excellent because I've got a brilliant class over here and I'm going to be taking Keep Moving. So here is Jyoti Gosavi. You can call me Joe if you like me. You like me, right? You can call me Joe. And wishing you a very happy morning. ऐसे अगर हम लोग थोड़ा इंट्रोडक्शन देते हैं, it will help people to understand me as a person. And then that connect happens. I can also add naughty things like that French fries and Sprite. So they know I'm a chilled out person. They don't think of me as somebody who's very serious. So that goes with introduction of myself. In the first part, the second bullet point is introduction to Keep Moving. All of us, I believe, have our own definitions of Keep Moving. If I ask Gurmel, what does Keep Moving movement means to you? He probably will say, बस बच्चों के साथ रहना है, उनको power देना है मुझे. For him, it is giving power to the youth. If I probably ask Aditya, what is Keep Moving movement to you? He will say, मेरे क्लास में आए थे ना, मैम बहुत मजा आया. I don't know why he doesn't call me Joe, he calls me ma'am. I think he looks at the gray in my hair and does that. Anyways. So I want to give back to my class, is what he says. When I ask Milind, I know Milind is a person who's actually a gold miner. You give him anybody and he can tell you what is the gold. And for Milind, probably, it's finding the gold and telling the students. So in 4-5 statements, we can decide what is Keep Moving movement for all of us and prepare a little introduction. Now, in the diaries that we have gotten, the number of schools, the number of students, all those facts are given. If you wish to, you can add that as well. So the second part of the introduction is introduction of Keep Moving movement. Third part. अब इस थर्ड पार्ट के लिए थोड़ा सा कंपटीशन होने वाला है अभी हमारे बीच में. गेट रेडी, गेट सेट. जिसका हाथ पहले ऊपर आएगा उसको आंसर देने का मौका मिलेगा. And your chance to outshine is right now. Okay. In this, what are we going to do? We're going to play a game with them called instant stories. What is instant stories? I'm very sure you all would have seen one of those interviews, Coffee with Karan, where he does that rapid fire round. Okay, and he'll ask something to the celebrity and the celebrity will immediately answer and they get a hamper. I'll give you one hamper, 10th of August when we meet personally. All those who answer, Behek, please note down who's answering. Hamper from me, maybe, 2 hugs, 1 pat on the back, and the nashta that we give in boat club. That also can be. Don't be disappointed. Powerful stories to yourself. Joe takes care of our breakfast as well. But let's move on. So the first thing where you have to share the instant story that comes to your mind when you listen to this. So Gursharan has gone to watch a horror movie in the theater, full music or ऐसा Dolby sound के साथ, and he's come back home and he's gone to his room to sleep, and in the night when the lights are off, नीचे से आवाज आ रही. What is the instant story that comes to your mind? Anyone? Hands raised, then put you on spotlight. किसी का हाथ नहीं आया है. Yes, Vijay.
The instant he remembers the sound, the music of the horror movie, and that strikes in his mind the same music.
The same music comes to his mind. Brilliant. Rishi?
Gulshan immediate want to enjoy with the क्या कहेंगे इसको, जो भी फियर है उसको बाहर निकालेगा और उसको कहेगा आज दोस्ती करते हैं और हम एंजॉय करते हैं.
Wow, very nice.
मस्ती टाइम.
Very nice. Rashida?
Bhoot. Clicking sound of the door.
Absolutely. And then if Simran is a little naughty at home and if she does that पायल का sound also from पीछे, छन छन छन, फिर तो हो गया. अच्छा, ये एक भिंडर फैमिली बैठी है, इसमें से जो आंसर करना चाहता है वो. Yes, Gulshan, that's my boy.
वो आहट की वो साउंड इफेक्ट होती है ना, एक तो वो आएगा और ऊपर से फिर आएगा दोस्तों के साथ मजे करना गया तो खुद के मजे ले रही है जिंदगी.
हाँ, वो दिमाग में चालू हो जाता है ना म्यूजिक, बैकग्राउंड में प्ले करना. एब्सोल्युटली. अनुरंजनी if I've pronounced that right.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, ma'am. Happy morning.
Morning. Happy
And-
morning.
And I think that Gursharan can play a music and just even to the beat of Payal. Chan, 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 chan.
So he'll
chan,
enjoy
chan.
himself.
So that's what.
Very nice.
Music, I think music and dance eases your mind
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
motivates also.
Absolutely. Very nice. So we'll listen to Shreya, Namrata, Amol, Suhail, and then we'll move on to the next one. Shreya,
Happy morning, Joe.
happy
So-
morning.
After watching a horror movie, I will question myself why I watched a horror movie at late night.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Namrata,
Vampire Diaries.
Vampire Diaries comes to your mind. Very nice. Amol,
Happy morning. A G horror show.
Z horror show. Very nice. Suhail,
Horror movies में the evil person never dies. So
हाँ.
my this thing would be saga continues now. I am the hero today.
Very nice. Thank you. And then let's go to the next one. Now, this is something that happens with most of us. And I remember going through panic attacks because I didn't get a response to this. And sometimes, the mind starts creating such stories, and later on, you find out, yes, and eight. So, what is this situation? Again, what is your instant story? We'll listen to 2, 3 and move on. Arey? Okay. You get a no when you were absolutely expecting a yes for something you really wanted. For example, if I'm in the 10th standard and I want a mobile, and I'm really telling my mother, I want a mobile, and she says, नहीं मिलेगा. और 10 बार अच्छी सब चीजें करके 90% लाके भी नहीं मिलता. Then what is the instant story that comes to your mind? Fast, फटाफट. Yes, Rohan.
I'll do all kind of tantrums, not eat food, and will try to get things done.
ये आप बीती है क्या रोहन?
Uh-huh.
तेरे साथ हुआ है?
I had a incident happened like when I wanted a cycle. So it took me 3 months to get that.
Absolutely. The speed with which your hand went up, na? Thank you. Shweta Gunjkar.
Yeah, happy morning, Joe.
Happy morning.
First thing, mainly, I will not talk to the person who has said no to me. That
Absolutely. Aushu?
So the wheels in the mind immediately start turning कि अब कैसे इसको नो को यस में कन्वर्ट करें. साम दाम दंड भेद.
You're becoming Chanakya. Yes, Trupti?
Yeah, the first thing that comes into mind is disappointment. And then if the no continues, then it's little bit of anger, and then later I leave it. If the no still continues, then I leave it.
Absolutely. Okay.
Maybe I will come later and I'll explain the requirement or what I want. And if the person understands, it's good. Or else I will wait.
Very nice. So we'll listen to Dhananjay, Seema, Nutan, Munira, and then we'll move on. Okay. So Dhananjay, Seema?
Yeah, happy morning.
Happy morning.
So what I would do is I will try to find out people around me who can help me in turning this no to yes.
Absolutely. So you'll start leveraging, like Naren said at the beginning. Very nice. Nutan?
I used to sit on the roads only. They were not. If my dad was not taking me something what I was asking when I was kid actually that time.
आप मुझे पहले मिलना चाहिए थे. मुझे सब मिल जाता ये ट्रिक यूज करके. वाह वेरी नाइस. But you got it or you didn't get it ultimately?
नहीं, मेरी मॉम तो उधर ही छोड़ती थी, उधर ही बैठ तू. My dad used to pamper me lot.
Correct. Very nice. Munira ji?
Yes, so good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I would start emotional blackmail. Kuch na kuch, like supposing the sibling has got something and something has been denied to me. So, going around the bush, why she got, I have not got, and like emotional blackmail in short.
Oh, Very nice, very nice. Rishi, we've listened to you. So let me listen to somebody who's not said. Huh? Yes, Farooq. And then we will move on to the next one. Farooq? Okay. I think we have lost the
I'm trying
videos.
to unmute. Okay. At some
Huh.
stage in my life, I would kind of achieve what was said no to me, and that would give me a hope and a confidence in myself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Now, when we go to the next and the last situation, what I want you to do is I want you to become a student who is in the 10th standard classroom, a 15 or a 16-year-old. Okay? And then answer. My niece, Kyra, who's about 4 years old, yesterday when I called her, she was taking the pram. She's got a doll pram and a doll in it. And she was moving around with that. And I said, Hi, Kyra. She said, Don't call me Kyra. I'm mama right now. And suddenly, when she says, I'm mama, her body language changes. She becomes like my bhabhi totally. She'll behave like my bhabhi. She'll sit like my bhabhi. So, for a 4-year-old also, when she started looking at herself like mama, her entire behavior and thinking changes. Inside the classroom, when we have to relate to these kids, we'll also have to probably understand what it feels like to be in the 10th standard right now in this age. So, all of us for the next situation, y'all are 15, 16-year-olds sitting inside a classroom, and then y'all are thinking of what the instant story. Rightly so, they are with a group of friends, and the friends make a sarcastic joke directed at them. I remember so often, I am 4 feet 11 inches, 3/4. That's my height, okay? I say it absolutely specific. And all my friends used to be ultra tall. And they used to really make fun of me. Agai but or Butli, whatever they want to say. So if this is happening, what would be your response as a 10th standard child? Yes, Shrutika? Unmute करेगी darling, please.
फिर से रोस्ट उनको भी सेम रोस्ट करूंगी
तो रोस्ट करेगी उनको very nice Parag.
Yeah, enjoy the moment because with friends everything goes like that. So
Yeah,
enjoy
you'll
and yeah, participate.
you'll laugh along with them. Very nice. हाँ जी, मेरी क्लास में 10th स्टैंडर्ड के बच्चे नहीं है. I need a few new heads. Yes, Shefali.
Yeah, the story in my head would be people are so cruel.
People are so cruel. Anuradha?
Yeah, so I would love to simply walk away, feeling sulky, but I would love to ignore them.
Yeah, we will feel sulky and we'll ignore them, right? Chiranjeev?
I will divert the attention to more funnier things.
Absolutely. Padma Lohia?
At the age of 10th standard, I would get disappointed and maybe in tears.
Yeah, maybe in tears, na? Absolutely. Shweta?
I will do a little emotional drama to distract them कि अच्छा नहीं किया तुम लोग ने अभी फ्रेंडशिप खत्म हो जाएगी ऐसे करोगे तो.
Correct. Very true. We'll listen to Lakshmi, Santosh, Rita, Manish, and then we'll move ahead. So, Lakshmi?
Happy morning. As
Happy
a 10th standard, happy morning. As a 10th standard child, this has happened to me. So what I did back then was, at that moment I laughed with all of them. But later when I came back home, I did sit and sulk on it or, start thinking, why are they doing it?
Absolutely. Santosh?
Yeah, this in fact happened to me also. I was very short and in the first row always in the school. And I used to get disappointed. And when I shared this at home, my dad advised me to say next time anybody says that, tell him that dynamites come in small packages. So,
Absolutely. So true. Rita?
I'll say I don't care. I'll get the opportunity to wear high heels.
Very nice. So in the new language, you'll say IDK, IDC. है ना? Cool. Manish, and then we'll move on.
I think I'll say I can grow taller, but you guys can't grow shorter.
Very nice. Thank you for lovely participation. Now, what we are going to do is take this a little deeper, and that's the next part of our first part of the session. First part of the session, introductions, myself, KMM, instant stories, and next what we are going to do. See, these are two people, okay? To the left side, my left side, the guy in the brown sweater and who's folded his hands is Mr. Dukiram, okay? And the one on the right with a finger on the top. Can you see, sometimes I also do this on the stage, ऐसे ऐसे करके ही बात करती हूँ मैं. हर्षा, you're very naughty. मेरा ही बना दिया, अंकल का चेहरा लगा दिया. So this person is Sukiram, okay? Left वाला कौन है? Dukiram. और right वाला Sukiram. Now these are two people. From all the instant stories that we saw right now, that you shared, some fall into Dukiram category. I will sulk, I'll go and sit on the road. Thank you for being so honest with that one, Nutan. I always remember it. And some are Sukiram. So, Santosh's father tells him, go and tell them dynamites come in small packets. So that is Sukiram response. हम अभी क्या करने वाले? We are about 271 people in this meeting. All of us are going to be segregated into small groups in breakout rooms. Every group will get 4 situations. The group can decide to choose any 2 situations and write what could be Dukiram stories for this situation and Sukiram stories for this situation. Okay, for example, I get out of house all dressed up for the session and it starts pouring. One Dukiram can be, आज ही बारिश आने का था, इतना मेकअप लगाया पूरा निकल जाएगा. The Sukiram can be, दिमाग थोड़ा गर्म हो रहा था, chill होके session दूँ. 2 different responses, Dukiram and Sukiram. If the team is excited, they can do for all 4. Now, how are we going to give you the situations? The situations will be posted as a document in the chat box by Aditya. If any group doesn't get that, please send a message and you will get it. Aditya, can you just share the document? Done. It is shared in the chat box. It's an automatic process. Don't be Dukhiram if you don't end up with your teammates in this breakout room. मेरे हाथ में नहीं है, ये सब महक के हाथ में है. So if you are upset, Mehak is the reason, not me. You get 7 minutes for this exercise. And after we complete the exercise, when we come back, we will share what are Dukhiram and Sukiram's stories from this situation. All ready? With a hands thumbs up. All of us ready? अच्छा, सुनाई नहीं दे रहा. Yes बोल दीजिए.
Yes.
Yes. चलो. Teams are ready. Have fun. And we'll meet back after 7 minutes. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. कैसा लग रहा है? कैसा लग रहा है? अच्छा लग रहा है? अच्छा लग रहा है?
बहुत मजा आया हमारे साथ.
बहुत
हमारे
मजा
यहाँ पे हमारे यहाँ पे मुस्कान थी,
हाँ.
जिन्होंने काफी अच्छे इंसाइट्स दिए हमको.
अच्छा.
हाँ, with all of her मुस्कान.
Wow, very nice. Chalo, so we just have people are, if you can now just see the ticker, how participants join in. Thak 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 वो number rise कर रहा है. See, joy is in such small things now.
Yeah.
So I think we are just a few more to come back. Welcome back. Now we would have one team to share their Dukhiram and Sukiram. Santosh ji, थोड़ा excitement. Yes, I like that. क्लास में यही होने वाला है. सर मी, सर मी, सर मी. और हम ऐसे करेंगे कि ग्रुप वाइज बोलेंगे. यू कम इन द फ्रंट एंड शेयर. तो दुखीराम, बट एक बोलना, जो दुखीराम स्टेटमेंट बोलता है ना, उसको दुखीराम दिखना चाहिए. और जो सुखीराम स्टेटमेंट बोलता है ना, उसको सुखीराम दिखना चाहिए. ठीक है? So the first team that came back with done work is Shweta, Anil, Parag, Nutan, if I'm right. Okay? So can we have them on the spotlight, please, as they share? Shweta, Parag. Chaliye. Shweta, would you like to start sharing?
Yes.
Boliye.
So, first scenario, struggling with a new habit. You tried waking up early to study but overslept on day 3. तो अब दुखी राम मेरा क्या होगा, मैं तो कंप्लीट मतलब 2 दिन करके मैं तो बिल्कुल कर ही नहीं पाया आगे. We had more, sorry to interrupt, Jo. We had one few more. Jaswinder was with us, so we can have all of us together.
Yes.
And I don't
So what we
remember.
will do is, Shweta, you say one response to the situation,
Yeah.
Parag, Nutan, then Jaswinder, and then we'll move up to the next team, so that a few more people get to answer.
Yes. So हमारी टीम में मोस्टली तो वी हैड मोर सुखीराम वाले कैरेक्टर्स ज़्यादा थे, तो वी हैड फन. तो दुखीराम वाला अभी फर्स्ट एक कैरेक्टर फॉर दिस जो फ्राइडे ये था टू वेक अप 2 days वोक अप अर्ली बट लेटर नहीं. सो अब तो मेरी पढ़ाई नहीं हो पाएगी, तो ये ज़्यादा हमारे इसमें कम रिस्पॉन्स आया था निगेटिव का, बट फिर भी मैं आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू से. सो मैं कैसे पढ़ाई करूँगी, अब तो मेरा कुछ नहीं हो सकता, मेरे साथ तो पता नहीं सब मेरे से आगे चले जाएंगे. दैट विल बी दुखीराम्स रिस्पॉन्स.
Parag, can you take the next situation and share your thoughts?
Yeah, just a minute. Yes.
नहीं, सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट, एक सुखीराम का भी रहेगा ना इसमें मैम, लाइक जो
हम लोग आएंगे, एक एक करके आएंगे. Parag, what would you like to share?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
third one was rather the last situation where you asked, you answered in the class and everybody laughed at you. So maybe a Sukhiram would just say, my students or my student mates don't understand. I'm much better than them, and I'll just laugh at myself and move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nutan?
Yeah. The second scenario, your cousins score 80%, but you have scored more than that, and then too you didn't got the appreciation. So my thought is like that ki, they were not having trust in my ability, and that's why they thought that I'll get lesser marks only than my cousin. So that's why I didn't get the appreciation, but I'll leave it as.
Very good. And Jaswinder, इस सीन के लिए सुखीराम क्या होगा?
For this third scene,
Yes.
Where the person scores more marks, the Sukhiram will be that I know what I am. They don't understand my worth. I know, and when I'll be awarded on the stage by my school principal, all these people will understand. इनको कुछ नहीं आता. I was scoring more than them.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you. So I will just come back to screen in a minute. And what we will do now is improvise a little. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say one situation, and I would like first a few Dukhiram statements, not team wise. You can just put your hand up and share. And then a few Sukiram. So anybody, what was the first situation that was given to us?
You overslept.
I overslept.
Yeah.
Anybody, Dukhiram wala.
You will blame others.
I will blame others. Very nice. What else?
मुझे किसी ने उठाया क्यों नहीं, कैसे मैं मेरे घर वाले.
Correct. मुझे किसी ने उठाया क्यों नहीं. What else?
मेरा अलार्म ही नहीं बजता है.
मेरा अलार्म ही नहीं बजता है. Very nice. What else?
दूसरों की पढ़ाई को मिलता है सोने को, सोने दो ना.
हाँ, एक ही तो दिन मिलता है सोने को, सोने दो ना. और क्या?
ये सारा जुल्म मुझ पर ही क्यों?
अरे वाह रशीदा, हम दोनों मिलके एक प्ले लिखेंगे, बहुत हिट होगा. What else?
यार
दूसरों की पढ़ाई हो गई.
एक मिनट. हाँ, लेडी जिनका आवाज आया था.
Right, but it's not possible.
ओके, चलो.
ये रात के घंटे इतने कम क्यों रहते हैं? वो 16, 17, 18 घंटे होने चाहिए.
दिस इज ब्रिलियंट. रात के घंटे कम क्यों होते हैं? वेरी नाइस, वेरी नाइस.
2 दिनों में एक रात आती है. 2 दिनों में एक रात आती है.
अनिल, दैट इज सुपर कूल. ये मेरा तकिया कलाम होने वाला है अभी, अगर मुझे किसी ने सोने नहीं दिया तो. वेरी नाइस, वेरी नाइस. सी, द एंटायर थिंग इज we should be able to remove these fun things out of the students. Abhi, sometimes if the group doesn't work, then we improvise like I did right now. Earlier we thought that the groups will come and share, but wo shayad screen mein wo ho nahi raha. So improvise with a lot of ease and go ahead. अभी हम चारों सिचुएशन वन बाय वन करेंगे और मुझे पहले सिर्फ दुखीराम के चाहिए। हाँ क्या? क्यों? क्योंकि वी शुड बी एबल टू सी दिस इनसाइड द क्लासरूम ऑल्सो। हमको मसाला चाहिए पूरा, तो लिसन टू दिस। नाउ द सेकेंड सिचुएशन इज योर कजन स्कोर्स 80% एंड गेट्स praised, you don't. दुखीराम चाहिए मुझे, मतलब हाइट ऑफ दुखीराम क्या आ सकता है स्टेटमेंट?
सब लोग मेरे पे जलते।
वेरी नाइस। See, this is true. Students do think like this. सब लोग मेरे पे जलते हैं. What else?
कुछ भी कर दो, कुछ भी कर दो, कितना भी ले आओ, कोई खुश होता ही नहीं है घर में।
Very true. Very true.
They are
Babulal ji?
always partial.
They are always partial. Babulal ji?
People expect more from me. I should do more at next time.
They should expect. They expect I should do more. Santosh, total दुखीराम.
मेरा तो बैड लक ही खराब है।
Bad luck ही खराब. Very true. Ananya?
कितना भी कर लो, खुश कभी नहीं होंगे लाइफ।
खुश कभी नहीं होंगे। अनिल?
वो अच्छा, वो स्पोर्ट्स में अपना खेलने में बहुत अच्छा है। मैं स्पोर्ट्स में अच्छा हूँ, तो मेरे को कंपेयर करूँ ना।
करेक्ट करेक्ट करेक्ट। एंड आई रिमेम्बर आई यूज्ड टू टेल, मैं इनकी बेटी हूँ क्या? सच में इनकी बेटी हूँ क्या? क्यों उनको प्रेस कर रहे हो और मेरे को नहीं प्रेस कर रहे? समटाइम्स यू नो दिस थॉट यूज्ड टू कम, डीएनए चेक करा लेते, समझ में आ जाएगा। व्हाई इज माय फैमिली सो अनफेयर टू? Okay, let's go to the next situation. You bravely answer in the class, but people laugh at you. What would your Dukhiram statement for that be? Yojana?
यार मैंने क्या गलत बोल दिया?
मैंने
सब
क्या
कुछ तो ठीक ही है, फिर भी लोग ऐसे क्यों कर रहे हैं?
Very true, very true. Akriti or Sumit?
So if everybody laughs in the class, I will be like, अब से मैं share ही नहीं करूँगी.
अब से मैं share नहीं करूँगी. Shruti?
I will say everyone is so mean to me. Like,
Very true, very true. Anju?
सब लोग ऐसे ही हैं, मैं कुछ भी कर लूं। मैंने सबसे पहले हाथ उठाया, एक तो आंसर किया, ऊपर से लोग हंस भी रहे, किसी और ने तो आंसर भी नहीं किया।
Very true, very nice. Jessica, and then we'll move on to the next.
मुझे पता था कि ये हंसेंगे, इसलिए मैं बोलना ही नहीं चाहती थी।
टीचर को मेरे पे खुन्नस है।
टीचर को खुन्नस है, इसलिए स्टूडेंट्स हंस रहे हैं। चलो, एंड द लास्ट वन ना, मतलब ये सबकी दुखती रग है। लोग खाने चले जाते हैं और छोड़ देते हैं। पानी पूरी खाने चले गए और मुझे नहीं बताया। What will be your thought? A quick 5 ones and then we'll move on to the next part of the session.
ये पानी पूरी तो मैं पचेगी नहीं।
पानी पूरी पचेगी नहीं। Prisha?
I'll be like, they all hate me.
Yeah. Muskan?
यार ऐसा तो नहीं करना चाहिए था। How dare you?
How dare? ऋषि?
अब तुम लोगों से मेरी खुट्टी, तुम लोगों से आज बात नहीं करेंगे। तुम मेरे दोस्त खत्म। आज से तुम मेरे बर्थडे में नहीं बुलाऊंगा तुम लोगों को मैं। अब मैं मेरे बर्थडे में कोई नहीं आएगा।
पानी पूरी नहीं खिलाया, मैं अभी केक नहीं खिलाऊंगा, देख लो। नहीं
खिलाऊंगा।
ऋषभ मुछाल? We are not able to hear you, so let me listen to Sunita.
Yeah, I'll not share my dabba with them now.
I'll not share my dabba with them now. Very true. So I'm just looking at new hands. Okay, Rishabh, you can unmute and share, and then we'll move on. I'm sorry, it's not clear. So whatever it is, then you can let me know, and I'll share it in the chat as the session progresses. तो
बड़ा होके पानी पूरी का चेन खोलूंगा और किसी को एंट्री नहीं दूंगा वहां पे।
I'm going to become your best friend. Please मुझे बुलाना।
तुमको डायरिया हो जाने वाला है।
Anil, thank you, but मुझे नहीं चाहिए। Now let's move on. We've really gotten into the role. Now let's move on to the next part. So this first part of our session is going to be the most important part, because here these students are going to share along whatever they are teaching. Okay, this might take a little more time than anticipated, as we are taking it inside the classroom on our discretion. We'll have to take collective answers, group wise answers. That depends how the class is responding. अगर कोई क्लास में बच्चे रिस्पॉन्ड ही नहीं करे, फिर क्या करना है? Then you pick up students and ask them to answer. Okay? So is this part clear to everybody? All of us? First is self-introduction, KMM introduction, instant stories, and then we do Dukhiram and Sukiram. That becomes the first chunk of our session. The next part of our session will be to discuss with them what exactly is happening. Okay? So we say that there are certain stories we tell ourselves. So when Dukhiram thinks of the situation, he thinks of a closed door. And when Sukiram thinks of the situation, he thinks of an open door. Closed doors make us think about tragedies, people are not fair, life is unfair, I'm not given opportunities. And open doors make us think like what Santosh's parents told him. Tell them dynamites come in small packs. So they get us to a solution seeking perspective. If we continue with the closed door, then this is what happens to us. We tell ourselves negative statements and negative beliefs about ourselves. So these are a few. I overthink a lot. I'm not good looking. What will others think about me? I'm always unlucky. Mera bad luck hi kharab hai. I panic a lot. I don't remember things. I'm not smart enough. And these labels that we give ourselves, these stories that we give ourselves, create limiting beliefs. And what can be these limiting beliefs? I can't convince others. My friends don't take me for pani puri also. What to do? I cannot be consistent. See, I didn't get up early in the morning after 2 days. I'm not educated enough. Because some of these students do so many multiple classes and some don't go to even a couple of classes. They're focused on their padai. So this might come I don't know too many skills that my friends know. I can't control my anger. I can't take big responsibilities. I can't be punctual. I can't wake up early. I can't trust others. This is what happens to us when we go with the Dukhiram mentality. But Dukhiram mentality is not totally our fault also. Why? Because we have something which is called as the reticular activating system. What is this? At any given point of time, we have 100 billion loads of information that goes into our mind. And if we start processing all those things, my mind will go crazy. So the mind has a security system. Okay, this security system only allows a few things to enter the mind and not everything. And that is that on which we focus. Abhi, all of you, wherever you are, just put your pen and paper down, sit straight. Just put your pen and paper down and sit straight. In your room, look around and find all those things which are circular in nature. All those things which are circular. हाँ पूरा घूम के देखो अच्छे से 360 डिग्रीज घूम के देखो. Okay. Now come back in meditative position, close your eyes. And now try to remember everything that was rectangular. Open your eyes. आया ध्यान में रेक्टेंगुलर कि सर्कुलर ही घूम रहा था? For most of us, circular ही घूम रहा था.
It was difficult to imagine rectangular.
है ना? और आपके पीछे तो विंडो है ही, तो वो है ही रेक्टेंगल. और आपको पता भी है कि आप विंडो के पास बैठे, फिर भी नहीं होता है. Now this is what our reticular activating system does. It helps us to focus only on a few things that we decide to focus on. The beautiful part about our brain is I can change my focus to change the story that I tell myself. And that's exactly what Sukiram was doing. The positive side of the story. Okay? All of you are with me? Yes? ये थोड़ा theoretical है. तो ये थोड़ा हम लोग fun facts की तरह share करेंगे बच्चों के साथ. And why are our narratives negative? मतलब you know what are the stories that we tell ourselves? Why are they negative? Evolutionary bias. Our four grandfathers Imagine they're sitting in a farm and looking at a flower. कितना हसीन गुलाब है, मैं इस पे शायरी लिखता हूँ. और पीछे से एक शेर आके उसको दबोच लिया, शेर की शायरी हो गई, ये बंदा तो चला गया. So as a survival instinct, we had developed to look around for danger. So when anything happens to us, that instant negative story is also a part and participle of our evolutionary bias. It's natural. So we need to make the students realize it's natural, it happens. Full stop to it. Next, we have something as called as the prefrontal cortex in our brain and something as the amygdala. Prefrontal cortex drives our logic. On the signal, stop at the red light, go on the green light, wait on the orange for it to turn to right, green. And amygdala is where our fear sits. So remember that horror story? कितने भी हम लोग स्ट्रांग रहेंगे ना और आहट जैसा कोई म्यूजिक वाला डॉल्बी में सुन के आए हैं और थोड़ा आवाज आता है, फर्स्ट थॉट डेफिनेटली कम्स इज कुछ तो रहेगा. व्हाई हॉरर मूवी? All of us were very strong also when the lift stops midway or the current goes. First thought is खुलेगी कितने ज्यादा. Even if we know that the lift will come down to the ground floor and the gates will open. It's a natural thing. Fear takes over. It's absolutely okay. What happens is, if we follow the Dukiram way, we will become unreliable narrators. Unreliable narrators. And what is that? So see, right now I fumbled. And because I fumbled, a thought can come to my mind. मैं ये बड़े बड़े words नहीं बोल सकती, मैंने नहीं use करना. Session के बीच में मुझे problem हो. Or I can have a Sukiram story. More often than not, unreliable narrators work. If that message may, how much ever we say, I will think they are busy. The blue tick is there and the person does not respond. I have seen grown up, composed human beings checking their phone continuously. Blue tick dekha lekin response nahi aaya. That is natural. And we then start creating multiple stories. They're ignoring us, they don't want to respond. Have I done something wrong? And these start guiding our mindset. These negative emotions then narrow our perspective. They don't broaden our perspective. What do I mean by this? I was in 11th and 12th in Ferguson College. अभी फर्ग्यूसन कॉलेज का पूना में एक सिस्टम होता है. The 11th and 12th starts not from A division but from C division. A and B division is given to another stream. Science stream starts from C. I was in C and all my friends went to the D division because there was a percentage difference of 0.05% between the participants. So anybody who is above 90 goes to C and who is 89.85 also goes to D. For 2 years, my friends form a different group. I remember sitting alone on the last bench, a very, very social human being, sitting in the last bench, wondering why did I take admission into this college. I became an absolutely introverted individual. I wouldn't talk to anybody. I wouldn't mix with anybody. And I started believing I'm not good enough. Whereas my past has been, I've always been in the first 3 ranks in my academics, taken part in all activities, all responsibilities. My name is on the board of my school, which says that I'm the best student of the year. With all this also, a little shift in situation and my emotions narrowed the perspective. I used to be Division C, last bench, this is my book, walk with my head down to the bus stop, sit in the bus, go back. I never opened up and thought there are other people with whom I can develop friendships. I was so engrossed in the loss that my friends have started it. So these negative emotions narrow our perspective and are not able to let us see what is more as an opportunity around us. And then we create our own fake headlines for ourselves. Like, I'm not good enough. Maybe because I don't know English songs, these people are not going to relate to me. I won't be able to do well in corporates. In big groups, I cannot exist. And these were actual limiting beliefs that grappled my mind. If we continue the Dukhiram way, this is what is going to happen. But the positive side is we can win the inner game. And one individual has recently shown us how this can be possible. Do you recognize this lady? Anybody? Do you recognize this beautiful champion? Her name is Coco Gauff. Sometimes when we take sessions now and we want to narrate examples, just going off the topic, I like to listen to people. And I must say, when I was listening to her in her winning speech of the French Open 2025, June, just the Grand Slam she just won, I have risen in love with this girl. Her acceptance speech was so composed, she recognized everyone around her, and that showed how humble she is, which means our generation that is coming up understands humility and grace. So I really, really felt very happy that Naren had shared about her a few weeks back. And this girl has shown us all about changing stories from Dukiram to Sukiram. When I listened to her about her journey, in 2019, it seems, she defeated Venus Williams in Wimbledon. And Venus Williams used to be her idol. You know, Serena Williams, Venus Williams, the sisters, famous tennis players. Now, Coco used to look up to Venus. She defeated her in Wimbledon, and imagine what that does. She was overnight declared as the next upcoming talent. People started saying, here is the next star of tennis. She went on to achieve a few titles, but a Grand Slam was still pending. In 2022, she reached the final of French Open, but she lost that match. And she lost it to Iga Swiatek in a very, very tough match. Now, what would Coco have done in this situation? Did she give up? Did she tell herself, I can't live up to the pressure? Because everybody in the world is looking up to her and saying, this is the next champion, this is the next champion. Every serve that she puts, they are comparing it with, अरे ये इसने ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए, नहीं जीत सकता. But she chose another way. In one of the interviews, she says, it was a very overwhelming moment. But I realized I need to change my mindset. I need to change my mindset. And then this girl started developing herself. She did 3 things. And what are those 3 things? First, believing in herself. She said, I'm going to believe not only in my shots, but also the fact that I can handle pressure. She said, I'm not going to live up to the expectations of everybody. I'm going to live up to the expectations of myself. Second, the next point mentality. This for me has been the highlight and my learning from her. If I do a shot which is not okay, I can either sit and dwell on it, cry about it, or go ahead and do the next one well. Most of these students are participating in competitive exams. I know one such person who meets me every day, and every mock exam she goes through, and the marks don't come well. We only discuss this. Analyze this, go ahead and give the next one proper. And that's the way to be. And the third thing, embracing pressure as a privilege. She says, for me, the pressure that is created on me is a privilege. Not many have the position where they can be, where people are expecting them to win. I have that, I will live up to the pressure. You should see the match that she's played. Sometimes it feels like she's going to lose, but in the end, she goes on to win it, and she wins it with grace. Coco Gauff has turned the closed doors of the defeats, the pain of the defeat, into an open door, which is, I will live up to the pressure. And she wins this title. And in her speech, she also says, I wish I win every Grand Slam that I will participate in. But of course, there are others as well along with. Brilliant thing. Many people are playing, I can win, they can win, I have to give my best. So Coco Gauff is our hero for this session. Every session, we will tell them stories about one youth individual who's turned around tables for themselves. And for this session, because French Open just happened, it's Coco Gauff. This is the third part of our session. Okay, So we've covered the first, we've covered the second, we've covered the third. The last part of the session, which probably will have 5 to 8 minutes, will be titled, Are You Willing to Edit the Stories That You're Telling Yourself? Okay, that's the last. Coco Gauff decided and she chose to change it. Many of us would have done it. And that's what we have to do. In that, are we willing to be the hero, not the victim? And it strikes in the mind. I change the story that I tell myself and I become the victim. I become the victor, sorry, not the victim. I remember Naren sharing this example with us a few years back in a KMM session where Anupam Kher and Akshay Kumar are having a discussion. And Akshay Kumar asks Anupam Kher that you've come from a small town, you've gone through a lot of difficulties, but you are one of the most versatile actors that we have seen. And you still struggle for success. So, what do you think about the struggles that you have gone through? And Anupam Kher turns around and tells him, when I was growing up, my father told me, जो भीग गया ना उसको बारिश से डर नहीं लगा. मैं भीग गई हूँ ना आते वक्त, अभी भीग गई तो भीग गई, अभी भीग के आके सेशन ब्रिलियंटली लेना है. Those of you who were there with us on the team induction, remember Ibrahim Chiniwala, fully drenched and gone and taken the session. अभी भीग गया है, अभी मेरे को और जितना भी बारिश आने दो आने. I will do what I have. Okay, and this brilliant thing that Naren again shared with me, looking at a water does not make it from cold to warm. I have to change my story and tell my story, tell myself, jump into it, you will get a hot cold water massage. Or you're going to get those tingles around the body and you're going to feel absolutely okay. It's what I tell myself. Now, the last part of the session comes where we have to tell them to do two things. Pen and paper, all of us, right now. Okay, this is a very important exercise. I have been taking KMM sessions for so many years with Naren, and yet I realized there are so many negative stories that I'm telling myself. One thing he told me very laughingly, but it's very true. When I get frustrated with him personally, I tell him, आज के बाद मैं आपके साथ काम नहीं करूँ, मैं आने नहीं वाली ऑफिस, कल से मैं घर बैठने वाली. And the magnanimity that he has, he knows that it is a went out session right now. He doesn't hold it back against me. And he knows ये घूम फिर के लाइफ स्कूल ऑफिस ही आने वाली है. इसका घर लाइफ स्कूल ऑफिस है, घर पे सोने जाती. This is my life. So even I have negative stories which I have to stop telling myself. So the first question that we have to today solve for ourselves is, what is that one negative story that we are going to stop telling ourselves from today? One negative story that we are going to stop telling ourselves from today. Yes, Anuradha.
The one negative thing I'll stop telling myself is whatever people think about me, I'm not going to live up to other standards. I'll stop seeing myself from others' perspective.
Absolutely. Very true. Very true. Anil?
Yeah, happy morning, everyone.
Happy morning.
So I have learned with the help of Naren a number of things. One thing is, in a team, everyone is not a good player, just like a cricket team. तो मैं पहले ये बोलता था कि कोई काम नहीं कर रहा. नहीं, जो काम कर रहे हैं वो तो कर रहे हैं ना, एक तो नहीं कर रहे तो उसको हम मैग्नीफाई कर देते हैं. So I am going to tell me that everyone in a team is not that perfect, but जो कर रहे हैं उनको अच्छे से करें, so we can do something good with that.
Beautiful. Very nice. Saurabh?
I would stop seeing myself bichara, and I will not accept this word from others as well.
Brilliant. Very nice. Sometimes when we are surrounded by people who love us also can give us some negative stories. तेरी तबीयत बहुत खराब रहती है ना, how sad. I mean, they're loving us, but sometimes it doesn't lift us. So, Munira?
Yeah, Joe, for me, it would be like age is just a number now.
Wow, brilliant.
Yeah,
very
because
nice.
Surrounded by so many of, this full group, I feel कि नहीं, बहुत आगे जाना है, बहुत कुछ करना है अभी तो.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Nutan, have you raised your hand? Yes.
Like for me, I was reaching everywhere late. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, not on time. So I've started now reaching on time. Like
Brilliant.
my commitment levels are increasing.
Very nice, very nice. Nilima?
External situations will not affect my happiness.
Beautiful. Very nice, very nice. Hanji. I'll listen to Shweta, Anjani, Chiranjeev, Farooq, and then we'll move on. Shweta?
Yeah, so I will focus on the positive side of everything more than the problems and negativity.
Absolutely. Very nice. Anuranjani?
Yeah. I have come so far and I have done the best, whatever was there in front of me. And I will do the best in future also, and I will survive and I'll succeed.
Beautiful. All
And
the
I
best
am
and
succeeded.
yes. Along with KMM, we'll all do that.
Yes, of course. KMM, in fact, happened at the right time when I lost my father last year and I started attending KMM. Some things just come at the right time in your life.
I'm so glad for you. I'm so glad for you. Chiranjeev?
Yeah, one thing I need to improve is I'm a bit of critic for underperformance in surroundings, be in team or be in surroundings. So maybe I would be mindful that how I can maybe still help them
Ji.
to do their best. Yeah.
Absolutely. Jaswinder ji?
Yes, I also have similar feelings as just now shared by Chiranjeev ji. I will criticize people around me less and I'll start seeing more positive in them. And I hope with that I will be able to control my own anger.
Wish you all the best. Wish you all the best. Farooq?
Yeah, I will always remember the Sukiram story and try to be a Sukiram all my life and not work towards the Dukhiram aspect.
Absolutely. Very true. And Yojana?
Yes. So, as we know, the stories are of our own mind. So, focus on, see, as a human being, natural thinking, negative comes first. But for knowing that this is negative thing, this is coming to my mind, I will go ahead and focus on the positive side of everything in the life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And to do all this and be consistent at it, we need some positive anchors. So, what will be your positive anchor in this direction? So, for me, when I heard Michael Phelps' story and how he was bullied by people because of his long hands, he used to tell people, I will prove you wrong when they used to criticize. And when his coach used to tell him, you can do it, he will say, I will prove you right. So, whenever I'm put down by people, I do tell myself, I'm going to prove people who believe in me is right and people who don't believe in me is wrong. There's another statement in keep moving movement that we follow, जो भी करेंगे कमाल का करें. Since this statement has come, whenever I am wavering, this has become my क्या बोलते हैं, guiding force. It keeps on popping itself up. So each one of us also now needs to decide one positive anchor that will help us to stick to this thing that we have taken up upon ourselves to stop the negatives. What will that be? And this time I want new hands. We listen to 5 people, but new hands. One, what is the negative story we are going to drop? And one, what is going to be a positive anchor? Yes, Amit? Darling, mute pe hai aap.
Sorry. The positive anchor is going to be bash on regardless.
Pardon me?
The positive anchor is going to be bash on regardless.
Bash on regardless. Brilliant. That's very nice. Very nice. Lakshmi?
I would actually say stop, think, and then reflect on it, because I've been doing this consciously for some time now.
Very nice.
Every time there's a negative thought, I would say, Lakshmi, stop.
Wow. Beautiful. Raman?
आजा जिंदगी तेरे नाल मत्था लाउणा नाले औखड़ा लिया नी मैं सारियां नू टोना
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. How wonderful. Because आपका
जो जो हुआ सो हुआ.
जो हुआ सो हुआ. Very nice. Very nice. Monica?
Joe, you just gave me my anchor statement that I will prove the people who believe in me right and the people who don't believe in me wrong.
Isn't it powerful?
Very powerful. Thank you for that.
Wow. Pratap?
Yep. Hi, Joe. So
Hi.
know that you are one of the important person in the world. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Neelam?
I will focus on action rather than reaction because many times when we are upset, we tend to focus on reaction. So I'll stop that and focus on the action.
Beautiful. Very nice. Very nice. There are some people who raise their hands for the first time. I'll listen to them. And for the others, thank you so much. You can put your things in the chat box. Varsha Munot.
Yes. Actually, I lose my temper when at other people's inefficiency. So I'm going to say to myself, be mindful, be patient, calmness, deep breathe.
All the best, darling. All the best. Geeta?
You know, I love that film, जब वी मेट, और उसका वो जो सेंटेंस है ना, वो मेरे साथ एकदम फिट बैठा है. मैं अपने आप की फेवरेट हूँ. आई डोंट वांट अप्रिसिएशन फ्रॉम अदर्स, वैलिडेशन. अपने आप में ही खुश रहना है मुझे.
Very nice. So true. Amol, Sudhir, Mamta, and then we move on. Yes, Amol.
So it's like everything happens for the best.
Very nice. Sudhir?
Yeah, so probably this situation wants me to think differently or take a different action or a different way.
Yes. True. Mamta?
Yeah, when things come to you, don't think that why me of all the people. It has come to you because you are the chosen one. You can do it.
Absolutely.
Take it positively and complete the job with 100% dedication.
Absolutely. Out. So, friends, this is, I can't say no to Sumit sir. Last one. Yes, Sumit.
It's Vanchika's put up her hand.
Yes. मेरे लिए तो दोनों एक ही है. बोलिए.
For me, words matter a lot. So I think words can make and break. So when anybody gives me words, I stop, I think, I analyze, and give the words which will just change the situation. So for me, words matter a lot. My words and my tone, they matter a lot.
Absolute. Absolute. So for me, it's always going to be जो भी करेंगे कमाल का करेंगे. And I think 25 years back, when these 16 individuals decided to start Keep Moving movement, they knew that there are going to be obstacles, but we didn't know COVID is going to happen. And in COVID, some of them rose to the equation. Sitting with me is Aditya, and I think one of the main key roles has been played in that time with Aditya, making us have that PST, which is online. And I think the only guiding force throughout those times has been these students need somebody to hold their hand. Naren says it very often. This year, we can't be the sage on the stage, but the guide by the side. And I think for me, that is been the guiding force that is going to be the way we are going to take these sessions ahead. 25 years of Keep Moving movement. And I think it is endless positive stories that we've been telling ourselves year after year. Every time some obstacle comes, every time a school says no, every time a volunteer says इस साल हम नहीं कर सकते, and then Tahira will call them and say एक session के लिए आ जाइए. And we know that is the little push that we know. And once they come for the first session, then they continue and complete the 7. And that's how a movement like Keep Moving movement happens. That's how all winning stories happen. So wish you all the best as you take the session in the classrooms. May you have the most excellent first session ever. And may all those students who are in our classrooms like they start believing they have the right to their stories and they will be champions of positive stories in their lives. Champions of positive stories. Thank you so much. So, friends, this is our first session. Let me repeat the 4 parts: self introduction, KMM introduction, Insta stories, Dukhiram Sukiram. Second part, we discuss about what actually happens, where we talk about reticular activating system, give them those tidbits. Okay. Then the third part, we talk about CocoGo and introduce themselves to this lovely champion that has just shined bright again in the global arena. And in the last part, we help them to understand how to rewrite stories by these 2 questions and the sharings inside the class. So this is a 40-minute session that we've planned. We will share the PDF with you. We have about 10-12 minutes. If there are any questions about the session, we can take it right now. Else, I will hand over the session back to them. Yes, Pushparaj?
Ma'am, the partner system, how will it work? Like half of the session I'll do, half my partner, or how is it?
Okay, so that's a little technical as far as delivery is concerned. Along with your AC, you can discuss it in your AC meeting on Monday or Tuesday whenever. Chalega? Okay. Nutan?
Just one more request, because I am always taking sessions in Marathi medium school, and so I always give them examples of some Indian people. So so that's my request. So if in the Marathi that PDF which you are sending, if you can share the normal Indian characters, so that the students will relate to them, because that's why.
Yeah, totally agree with you, Nutan, and that's one of the things that we have taken it upon ourselves, that this year we're going to have enough Indian stories.
Yeah.
Though I also believe that whether the student is from a government school or a Marathi medium or a vernacular, tomorrow they are going to compete on a global platform.
Yeah.
And they must know the stories of global champions as well. I just to narrate a simple thing, I have a house help, and the house help son called me a few months back and said, Didi, you do a lot of shopping online. Can you order this particular brand green tea for me? She's my house help. And he's talking about a brand of green tea that which even I don't know. And he studies in a Marathi medium corporation school in Pune. So our youth today are very well versed. We will give them Indian stories, but my request to you is in this session, take CocoGo. Let us become mediums to introduce themselves to the global arena. टेनिस सबको पता है और रोनाल्डो मेसी फुटबॉल भी सबको पता है, तो अगर ये हम स्टोरीज लेते हैं ना, उनको नहीं पता होगा और मालूम पड़ेगा तो उनको कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ेगा. When they talk to other people in college, they will know that they can converse on international topics as well. So we will get Indian stories definitely, but for this time, Nutan, my small request, ये बार कोको को चांस दे दो थोड़ा.
देंगे हम तो देते ही है.
Yes, Zenaz.
In the scenarios, we had the cousin who gets 2 marks more. Okay, so what was happening in my mind was let the cousin take the appreciation and let him take the expectation also.
Absolutely.
So I want to know whether it is Dukhiram or Sukiram.
It depends upon the tone in which we tell ourselves. If I tell उसको appreciation भी लेने दे, expectation भी लेने दे, फिर Dukhiram. अगर मैं ऐसे बोलती हूँ वाओ उसको अप्रिसिएशन मिल रहा है ना, बहुत अच्छा है, मतलब एक्सपेक्टेशन भी उसके पास आने वाला, मैं फ्री हूँ, ये सुखीरा. So the tone matters in which I tell myself.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Anuradha?
This is going to be my first session with KMM. I'm perplexed and I'm lost also, because what I have found from your way of telling is that there is a way to talk to the school and the children. I've loved it, but I find myself little difficult because I'm always at the loss of examples, stories. So how do I go about? So
आपके जो एसी है, आपकी एसी मीटिंग होगी, वो भंडार है, पिटारा है पूरे एग्जाम्पल्स और एक्सपीरियंस का, तो वो आपको डेफिनेटली हेल्प करेंगे. एंड देन वील टेक इट अहेड फ्रॉम देयर.
that really, I have been doing sessions with children, but this approach I have never used. Children have loved me as a mentor and motivator speaker, but I think this approach will connect them with me, and I expect in other schools where I keep going, children asking and teachers asking for me कि उनको बुलाओ, उन्होंने जान डाल दी मेरे बच्चों में. I love this
very nice.
and I want to learn it.
Wish you all the best. Wish you all the best. Thank you. And now handing over back to Naren. Thank you so much.
Bedu, wonderfully taken. I was riveted by the way you were sharing and the way you involved everybody in the exercise. So, congratulations, very well done. Guys and girls, don't you think it was a beautiful job done by Joe?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Great.
मतलब वो जो हम लोग स्टेटमेंट बोलते हैं ना, करेंगे, कमाल का करेंगे, वो दैट इज इंस्पायर्ड बाय दिस जो ओनली. हाँ, विकास बाबू वाज सेइंग, जो हुआ सो हुआ. तो आई से जो हुआ तो हुआ, मतलब जो ने कुछ काम ले लिया तो मतलब 100% हो जाएगा वो. Lakshmi, I really love the way you said that when something doesn't go right, I stop, I think, and it reminds me of the traffic signal.
Thank
Stop,
you.
think, and then proceed. हाँ, वो proceed वाला ना सबसे important है. So there may be some who stop and freeze. There are some who stop and think, which means over-analysis. But the life belongs to those people, and the right stories are stories which says stop, think, and then proceed ahead. I was listening to a few of you speaking about your age. I remember my brother-in-law, Deepak, in a speech, he said this very beautifully. He said, "It is not age, but courage which matters." So as long as courage is there, the calendar age does not really make a difference. I recollect Nutan sharing about being late in places. And I remember distinctly when I was about 25 years old, listening to a speaker called Aparesh saying, there will be a time when you will not be alive, and at that time you will be called as late Narendra Goidani. So the tragedy is not when you die and you're called late Narendra Goidani. Tragedy is when you are alive and people call you late Narendra Goidani. So as long as we are alive, let nobody look at me and say, यार ये तो लेट है यार, लेट. मतलब मरने के बाद लोग लेट बोले ना, चलेगा. जिंदा जिंदा कोई अपने को नहीं बोलना चाहिए कि वो लेट हो गया. So when I heard this for the first time, I said, Baba, आज के बाद में तो I would prefer to be called late only when I have actually become late, which means जय हो. तब तक तो I want to be before time. And that is a beautiful philosophy. Before time is on time is late. So which means if the session has to start at 7, I would prefer to be in front of my camera at 6:45 and not take a chance to come on 6:59 or 7 or 7:01. Today it was also amazing to see so many couples together. I never realized it this way, that KMM brings couples together close to each other. So it's beautiful to see some of you present together, like Prithvi and Aparna, Prerna and Krishant. There's also a father-daughter Jodi. And it was amazing to see the Bhinder family, 4 of them. So, Beto, if there is an award for the most special camera, I think it should go to the Bhinder family, where 4 lovely, amazing human beings are together on the screen. I love to meditate. And I remember in one of the recent batches that we do, so we have a Keep Moving, we have Let's Explore training program. In the training program, somebody asked me this question. all the teachers say that spiritual treasure is something that one finds alone. The path of spirituality, when we move inside, it's a path that all of us find alone. So, why are we all together in pursuit of spirituality? And this is when we were discussing and experiencing meditation. And I remember the answer that emerged was we are here together because a forest is always stronger than a lonely tree. The forest maintains the humidity in the air, resists the hurricane, and helps to make the soil fertile. However, a tree cannot exist just because of the forest. The tree requires a strong root because the root of one plant cannot help another plant to grow. At an individual level, I need to create my roots. And from the point of impact, greater impact, power, it is the forest together which is much, much stronger than the lonely tree. As we walk together in KMM, every now and then I realize there is power in one person because you, as an individual, will go inside the classroom, you will share your thoughts, and you will have anywhere between 15 children to 55 children inside your classroom. If you ever have this doubt that maybe out of, let's say, 35 children in your classroom, only 12 have come up one day, the teacher did not inform the others, and they had another assignment, or somebody's gone out to play, or somebody's participating in some school activity, and you've prepared keeping 35 in mind. And when you see the class, you find only 12 people. And chances are the heart is a little disappointed because of some negative stories that we tell ourselves. And those are the times when you remember that one person can make a lot of difference. Our roots have to be strong. And that ultimate example, which always helps me, is if Krishna had thought that I have only one student, Bhagavad Gita wouldn't have come into being. In my classroom, if there are even 12 children, Krishna had one student. I have 12 times more than Krishna, which means the opportunity to make an impact is still existing, even if there are 12 children inside my classroom. To grow strong roots for you and me is about the stories we tell ourselves. It will be brilliant if you become alert to the stories you tell yourself from now till you deliver the class. You will be stunned, even if you are one of the most positive people that you know in your life. You will be stunned to see the quantity of negative stories we tell ourselves. When we discuss this phrase about the stories we tell ourselves defines our life, I have experienced with my most positive friends this alarming look at they say, I never thought I also have such a negative quantum of thoughts. And the awareness that the power of stories actually creates our life made the positive people super positive, super happy, super impactful. My expectation is this session at a very personal level will transform your life. And when you go inside the classroom, you go inside the classroom with a sense of authority. Now, those of you who have been a part of KMM for a little while, or you have been a teacher for a little while, we are too used to lectures and long sessions and speaking for a longer time. Let's go through the shift this year. If it is uncomfortable, be alert to the stories you're telling yourself. Resist from the temptation of speaking a lot and develop this ability to engage people a lot. For today's generation, it is engagement which counts. For today's generation, it is the need to be heard which counts. So let's say if Mohan is there and he's a great speaker, great experiences in life, and if he wants to go inside the classroom and talk for a longer time, And he has the authority because he has so many personal stories in his life. The impact in the class will be less. Because the attention span of children now is not 40 minutes. Now, Mohan will also transform himself and say, I'm not going to speak for less than 5 or 6 minutes ever. And after that, I'm going to ask them a question, get them engaged, listen to their thoughts. I'm going to nurture the entire classroom into collective thinking and collective wisdom. And if you think they are difficult, all he needs to do is become aware. What is the story I'm telling myself? So practice telling powerful stories to your life and looking forward to listening to brilliant stories about what is the impact you created in your class and what this session has created an impact in your life. Once again, thanks a lot to Betu for taking a brilliant session. Thanks a lot for all of you to be a part of KMM. I feel blessed to have you in life. Thank you so much. Love you all and have a great time.